What is happening, my friends? Welcome to yet another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, welcome. Look, on today's conversation, we're going to talk about politics. I mean, you kind of already guessed that. Also, we're going to talk about some entertainment, some news happening in the entertainment world. I'm talking about Martin Lawrence, comedian and actor, is working or possibly having another sequel in the works from a highly successful film of his. Do you want to guess which one it is? Well, I'll tell you a little later on in the show. Also, make sure if you haven't voted, vote. But I'm not talking about mail-in ballots and all that stuff. No, you better go to your local precinct, go vote in person. Why? Because man, they burning mailboxes out here. They burning ballot boxes, excuse me, not mailboxes, but ballot boxes out here in these streets. So look, if you want to make sure your vote is really getting in there, go in person. Go in person. And if you know somebody that doesn't have the transportation to get there, please be a kind person and just, provide them with the transportation. Churches, I hope you're listening right now. Uh tra- uh, 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 Transport those people to the precincts, to their local precincts, because again, it's getting pretty aggressive. Why? Because we have a very tight knit election heading our way. Also, NBA Hall of Famer and sports analyst, all around just entertainer, Shaquille O'Neal. The man goes too far. Now, see, he's a comedian here and there. He's a jokester, but this time, it was almost on like the creepy uncle status. I'll talk a little more about that later on this show. And if we have some time, I'll talk about some big endorsements, wins and loses for both candidates. Guess who earned a huge endorsement, and guess who lost a huge endorsement. So I'm gonna let y'all keep letting that sink in. But again, my friends, thank you so much for those who are just now listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune in to yet another great convo. I am your host, your friend, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this amazing evening. Be sure to check out the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, okay? Weeknights, wherever you listen to your podcast, as well as the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. You can also listen to us on our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM, straight talk out of Dallas, Georgia, as well as WDJYFM.com. So, multiple ways you can tune in to the program. Also, look, I love to look, the show never always continues after this hour, okay? It's not like, okay, we have a time to talk for an hour and then you never hear from me. No, I talk a lot on social media, so be sure to follow me at the Arrington Gavin Show right now on Instagram. You can also follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter. So I truly appreciate that. Just because I don't have the time to impact everything within this hour, so uh, I try to keep and stay in the flow of things on social media. Um, and look, we are a very grassroots independent platform. We continue to grow each and every step of the way. Our viewership numbers and subscribers are growing as we speak on our social media, as well as on our streaming platforms and YouTube and Rumble. So I want to thank you all for doing that. And please be sure, if you are an Apple Podcast follower, look, check us out on Apple Podcasts, iHeart, as well as Spotify. Again, wherever you get your podcast, you can just type in the Arrington Gavin Show, or you can also type in R Smooth Club Media, the letter R and then Smooth Club Media. So multiple ways you can try and find us from there. I look, it's intense, man. It is intense. I'm bugging the crap out of my wife because it's like I literally tell her every day. I'm like, oh my gosh, is it November 5th yet? Is it November 5th yet? Is it November 5th yet? Is it election day yet? Is it election day yet? Like I'm always just so I'm panicking, man. I'm panicking. I don't know. I'm shaking. I'm shaking over here. You know what I mean? Like I am shaking. Um, but it's just that's just the jitters. I'm nervous and excited at the same time because we can either see history being made. Well, really, we can see history being made on both sides. We can possibly see the first ever female president elect, and also female of color president elect, or we can see the oldest elected president. It could be a possibility. It could be a possibility. I'm pretty sure he'll be the oldest elected, or at least the oldest sitting president. I forgot how they said. Anyway, history will be made. So yeah, I'm over here shaking and stuff, contacting friends on both sides, strategists, campaign organizers, candidates. I have friends of mine that are local and local candidates, as well as higher office candidates. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. It's a lot happening right now. My friends, look. Before I move forward, I always have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show. Let me go ahead and shout out our friends over at Priority Ford. That's right, my friends. Priority Ford. If you are in the looks for a new vehicle, look, I highly recommend to check out Priority Ford. If you're in the Norfolk, Virginia area, my good friend Mr. James Church, him and his staff, make sure you are looking for a good quality vehicle. And I'm telling you, it's always great to go American Bay. You know what I mean? Priority Ford is a great vehicle. I've always been a fan of foreign vehicles, and still am. I'm still new to the Ford family, but I'm loving every minute of it. I will say that they have great reviews. You don't have to, it doesn't matter if you're not in the Hampton Roads area. Look, you can go online and shop Priority Ford by going to priorityford.com. Shoot them a call at 757-255-8935. Again, that is 757-255-8935. If you're in the on the market for looking for a new ride, I highly recommend checking out Priority Ford. And ask for James Church. Let him know that, hey, Arrington sent you. Great staff, great customer service. And as a business owner, I am just a huge stickler for great customer service. I'm pretty sure everybody is, but it's so normal, but you'll be surprised. It's like you still have to acknowledge, where is the customer service? There's still businesses and companies out there that have awful customer service. And it's like, you wonder why, business is hurting for you. So want to shout them out as well. Look, my friends, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more on the Arrington Gavin Show. Of course, we're going to start off with our fun fact, and then we're going to get going to some of our topics of the evening. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
right, fam. What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. All right, check this out. Today's fun fact, as we always love to start, it's our tradition. It's our tradition here on the program. Look, today's fun fact, I want to ask you all, did you know that Iceland has absolutely zero mosquitoes? Zero mosquitoes? I mean, I feel like this is like Christmas. If you're not as excited as I am, because I hate bugs in general. I hate bugs, I hate flies, I hate gnats, especially gnats. Because every time it's like I could be talking, and you ever hate when like a little gnat is just like flying, and it seems like it's like right there in your eye because it's like you see a little blurry dot like flying. I hate bugs, but apparently Scotland, Iceland is one of the few countries in the world that is mosquito free. So it says here, according to the Iceland Web of Science, Iceland is the home to 1,600 species of dry land animals. Despite this diversity, there is one species missing, and that is the mosquito. So, hey, if y'all want to start making y'all travel plans or either start relocating the whole family saying, we are moving to Iceland because I'm tired of these mosquitoes. Every time I get bit, each one just gets worse and worse and worse. And it gets more itchier and more like I hate mosquitoes. But yeah, that's our fun fact, my friends. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Again, look, you learn something new every day here on the show. I don't just blab out and talk your ear off with info, news, pop culture news and stuff that's trending. No, I actually love to provide some valuable information that can be helpful in the future and just a good conversation starter. You can be like, hey, I didn't. Did you ever know that Iceland has no mosquitoes? You might meet somebody from Iceland. Be dope. You can ask them. Get their perspective on it. So let me as I mentioned earlier in the opening, um if you haven't gone out to vote yet, please do. Why? Because let me tell you something. People that are willing to cause so much havoc in this election, they're doing all they can to prevent you from voting, from casting your vote, because that's how major this election is. And what I mean by that is there's literally areas where they are burning ballot boxes. So for a lot of people that might don't have the time to go in person, they're like, oh, I gotta rely on the ballot boxes. And then boom, somebody comes to scoop it up, takes it, count those votes, you're all good to go. It's very easy and very essential. And we are in a very like hybrid society. You know what I mean? Like you go to grocery stores as mainly self checkout. Now you go, I mean, people are ordering grocery stores for crying out loud. You're ordering food nonstop. So everything is more like hybrid. Everybody's on the move. So that being said, due to busy schedules, people look at ballot boxes as essential. I can just cast it in the mail, boom, send it out. I'm Gucci. But in this case, this is something that I wish this never occurred. And see, I don't have this issue because I'm always going to my local registrar's office to vote. I early vote all the time. It's a habit, right? That's how I do. But let me go ahead and play this soundbite so I can share more about this story occurring in our states. And it's because it's happened in a few, if I'm not mistaken. Give me 1 second, and we will meet on the other side. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys. Hold on, having a little technical difficulties. Give me 1 second, my friends. Hmm. Here we go. Hold on. Let me. Just having some difficulties with that. So, and let's see here. Where is I had my monitor literally just. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you for your patience, guys. Thank you for your patience. Let's try this again, shall we? So I'm wanted to play you a soundbite that was reported from one of the local outlets in the state where this incident has been occurring, where ballot boxes have been set on fire across states, hundreds of votes destroyed, trying to see, okay, how exactly will they will they be contacting these individuals on saying, okay, look, you need to cast, or there's probably people out there that's like, well, good thing I cast my vote. Wait, but what? Call on fire. Wait, are you serious? Oh my gosh. Oh my. Let me play this soundbite and we'll talk on the other side.
Two incidents involving ballot boxes this morning. We'll start with what's happening in Vancouver. That is on the left side of your screen. We just watched firefighters pry open the back of this ballot box, which is obviously on fire. We're also tracking breaking news at the Multnomah County Elections Office. That is on the right side of your screen right now, where police found an incendiary device at this ballot box. We have K2's Joe English live on the scene there, gathering new information. That is obviously taped off as police investigate that. So big concerns at least two ballot boxes coming just 8 days before Election Day. Two incidents involving.
Okay, so you heard right there. That's happening in two different instances. Let me see.
An arrest in an overnight arson targeting the U.S. Postal Service blue box that went up in flames, torching more than a dozen ballots. And just into our newsroom in the last half hour, an arrest in that arson and vandalism of an official mail collection box in Phoenix. Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego posting on social media, confirming an arrest, thanking the swift action of Phoenix police and fire and federal partners. We're told the suspect is en route to booking right now. An arrest in an overnight arson targeting a U.S.
So, ladies and gents, this ish does exist, right? I don't think we never rejected that when it comes to elections, there's corruption that occurs with just the process, right? There's people out there that will do all they can and just provoke people from casting their vote. Literally, I was reading a story about a dude flashing a machete at voters, excuse me, at voters outside of where they have to vote at. Like a young guy. I'm like, what in the world? This happened in Florida. Like, what in the world? To read you more, so that was Phoenix, Arizona. I just showed you. This is reported by the Associated Press. It says here, fire set in drop boxes destroy hundreds of ballots in Washington, as well as damage 3 in Oregon. Let's see here. It says here, yes, one in Portland and another in the nearby Vancouver, Washington, destroying hundreds of ballots in what one official called a direct attack on democracy. Look, they're absolutely right. It is a direct attack to democracy, because with so much is at stake at this election, and then someone's gonna cause hell and destroy people's votes. I mean, it's just, what else can go wrong, my friends? We have heard, we have seen, and some of us even witnessed some of the most horrific events that has happened within this election cycle. Really, just in the span of like 4 months. Really, just in the span of like 4 months, we've seen assassination attempts, multiple. Okay, we've seen hecklers running on stage. We've seen people shooting headquarters in certain states, right? Because presidential campaigns, they have different headquarters in, like, so in really in all 50 states, they have their own prime spot. When they go to visit, that boom, they'll hit voters there, they'll head there and all this stuff. Like, you have people shooting and destroying their selected states headquarters. I mean, it's sad that this exists in our world. But again, that is the world we live in. And we're grateful to have law enforcement officers that can take down these criminals that commit these horrific acts. And I hope those destroyed votes can be resent to those voters so that they can cast their votes, because it's so much at stake in this upcoming election. As I digress from that, guys, let me kind of change it up a little bit. I mentioned earlier that the one and only Martin Lawrence is yet seeking another sequel. Like, I'll be honest, him, Eddie Murphy, the guys, both of them are legends, right? Comedy legends. I personally think that, for one, it's easy money for them. Okay, it's easy money, but I would like to see them just in new stuff so you can really show how, like, for the next generation, have them see you in a new character, right? In a new light. Now, I guess I feel like I'm answering a question I'm about to bring up, but what could make the younger generation go back to what we've enjoyed and cherished from, like, say, a person like Eddie Murphy or even like Martin Lawrence, right? Like, for me, Martin Lawrence, obviously his sitcom show Martin, legendary. I think 5 seasons, 5, 6 seasons, legendary. They're still showing reruns to this day. There's people that will be my future grandkids will possibly, be saying my aunt, like, what's up? Like, I mean, Martin really was one of the shows I love so much, because you know what Martin's career was, his occupation? Talk radio host. You see? Yeah, yeah. But I mean, Martin's a legend. One thing that I just don't like, and I feel like it's just a disservice, is like, why continue to accept sequels? Like, that's just, I mean, like, do something new. You've already done like countless of Bad Boys, which eventually you're gonna have to give that up. I have seen him in some new roles before. I think it might have been on where did I even see that? Was it on Tubi? Maybe not Tubi. Netflix? I don't know. Or Amazon Prime, one of them. I've seen him on some movie where he played like a detective. Um and now he's coming out working with Sony to reunite for a possible Blue Streak sequel. Now, for those who haven't seen the first Blue Streak, let me kind of backtrack and give you a little information um on this film. So, says here that this film, Blue Streak, released in 1999, starred Lawrence as Miles, a jewel thief who tries to retrieve a diamond he left at a police station, whereupon he disguises himself as a detective and gets paired with a real policeman, played by Luke Wilson, to investigate burglaries. The film opened up #1 at the North American box office and went on to gross nearly 120 million globally. Now, Lawrence most recently starred alongside Will Smith in Sony's Bad Boys Ride or Die, which kickstarted this year's summer box office by opening to 56 million domestically and since grossed more than 403 million worldwide, boosting the Bad Boys franchise past $1 billion in a lifetime box office. Now, Lawrence is currently on his nationwide comedy tour. You all know what it is, which runs through March of 2025. I myself am excited because my wife and I, we will be going to see his tour actually in March of 2025. See his show. I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. And just going back, yes, 99, 120 million globally. Look, I know that was a huge success, my friends, but times has changed. I don't know. I mean, I'm just so back and forth with the sequels. I mean, does this mean, okay, is this gonna do a second one and call it Christmas, or is it gonna do another one? Because look, I'll be honest, Eddie Murphy's Coming to America too. I did not care for it. It wasn't as successful as the first one, which is always hard to beat the first, but it was so many popular comedians all in one film. I mean, to the point they really couldn't have but maybe like one line, but just the fact that they're there to add more influence. But I just think it was I think it was just a waste. I really don't think he should have done another Coming to America, or at least change the story. That's just my personal opinion. I will say this: if this continues, uh if this moves forward, and they accomplish this sequel, I hope it succeeds. But if it doesn't, okay, what's next, Martin? What's next? Are you gonna keep seeking prequels because hey, it's an easy check? I know people are gonna be excited to see. Like, what is it? What will be next for you? So that's just my 2 cents with the whole prequel sequel stuff, man. I personally think they shouldn't do a sequel. I'll just be honest. Yeah, it was successful in 99, but damn it, this is 2024, about to be 2025. Trends will change. So much stuff will change. How would it be more relevant to today's society? I'm curious. I will say I'm very curious. Let's go ahead and guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't change that dial. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back, my friends, with more here on the show.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. Welcome back. Man, I got like ooh, right about now I can use a back scratcher. Ooh, I got a scratch. Uh-oh. There we go. Got the spot. Whew, that was close. That was close, my friends. All right, so let's talk a little bit of politics. Recently, last show I talked about Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden. Most likely one of the most controversial in my opinion controversial rallies that he's ever done, at least that I've ever seen live. He's had a rally before in my home city. Matter of fact, he had it the day after the debate he had at against then president against then presidential candidate President Joe Biden. I don't need to really backtrack too much about the Madison Square Garden. I've talked about it all on the previous show, but that just the theme of that rally, in my opinion, was we are going back to the olden days, the good old days, right? I mean, again, personally attacking, insulting Kamala Harris, not talking about any policies at all. spewing out hateful rhetoric to minority groups was a theme. It was just it was bizarre, man. I mean, it was really, really bizarre. It was it was it was it looked like a party that I wouldn't be invited to. Okay, if you catching my drift. So after comedian Tony Hitchcliffe, host of Kill Tony, said the hateful comments towards Puerto Ricans by describing their home country, their home turf as a floating pile of trash. It erupted a lot of influential people of Puerto Rican heritage and descent. Um, People like Ricky Martin, people like Jennifer Lopez, people like Ana Navarro, excuse me, who is co-host on The View. She's also a CNN contributor and a long-standing, proud of it, registered Republican who has always been very vocal of former President Donald Trump. Mark Anthony, Bad Bunny. It erupted a lot of influential people within the Puerto Rican culture, in the Puerto Rican community. But this one, by far, I think, was the one that really hurt the Trump campaign. Nicky Jam, reggaeton star and artist, actor, music producer. I mean, he is a very famous individual. Recently took back his endorsement. Did I stutter? No, I'm telling you all the truth. He took back his endorsement. And I'm trying to, let me see if I can find. It's not. Here we go. He took back his endorsement. So previously, Nicky Jam had, spoke at one of Trump's rallies. I forgot which. I want to say it might have been Texas. I'm not really sure, or Florida. One of the states. I'm forgetting when they had that where that rally was held. But he had spoke, and shared his support. Said he was endorsing Donald Trump. Very excited. Had the "Make America Great Again" hat on and everything. He was all in. But after this comments that this comedian said, and the fact that nobody held that comedian accountable, corrected him, didn't do anything. They try to distance themselves, saying Trump didn't know that he was going to say that. He didn't even know who the comedian was. JD Vance didn't even listen to it or know who that was. BS. It's your event, buddy. It's your event. You're held accountable. So the fact that you just had somebody that you didn't know anything about tells you, okay, do you have any authority? Do you have any power? Like, who's really in charge here? Now, I just want to let you know, just on Instagram alone, Nicky Jam has 43.5 million followers. You hear me? 43.5 million followers. He had a post on his he had a video shared on his Instagram, and mainly what it's saying is this. He said that never in my life would I have imagined that a month later. I'm sorry. I first want to say he explained that he chose to support Trump last month, believing the Republican nominee would possibly impact the economy. His words saying, well, he's a businessman. I figured it would help the economy having a businessman in office. Can we backtrack? Can we stop right there? He is a businessman, but he sucked as a businessman, right? How many times did he file bankruptcy? Okay. Uh Trump University, does that ring any bell? The casino in Atlantic City? I mean, I'm just saying, like, y'all act like he's just, oh my gosh, he's a businessman because he got $1 billion. Apparently, not only know how true that is. A lot of people are saying it's really all a part of just the branding that he says. It's like Ted DiBiase. Remember Ted DiBiase, who had money after money after money. Ted DiBiase got money. Obviously, now he's a former he's a NFL WWE Hall of Famer. He's an influential guy right now. He has money, but the way his character played was that he had more money than Richie Rich himself, and that's not true. So anyway, for people that always just say, "Oh, he's a businessman," I know he's going to be, doing right for me and all this other junk, whatever. Anyway, Nicky Jam said, never in my life would I have imagined that a month later a comedian would come and insult my country and speak so poorly about my country." Speaking in Spanish in the seat of his vehicle, this is a report I'm reading. It says here, for the reason for that reason, I'm withdrawing my support from Donald Trump and stepping aside from any politics. Puerto Rico will be respected. Now, that's not it's a loss for the Trump campaign, but it's not really a win for the Harris campaign because there wasn't anything said that he was going to be just voting for Kamala Harris. Most likely he might vote third party. He might not even vote at all. I don't know. But what I do know is that Trump is losing a huge uh uh base and support from the Hispanic and Puerto Rican community because again, Bad Bunny, Jennifer Lopez, Ricky Martin, Mark Anthony, Ana Navarro. I mean, there's so many influential people within the community that has been really sharing their true feelings about former President Donald Trump. And it has not, they're backtracking, even showing the picture of him throwing the paper towels at people. I mean, it's just it's weird. It really is weird. So the Trump campaign right now is biting themselves on the foot and really trying to recover from that. Excuse me, that Madison Square Garden rally because everybody's talking about Tony Hinchcliffe. Now, let's be honest. I'm not going to blame fully all on Tony because you had crazy old Rudy Giuliani, the so-called America's mayor, former America's mayor. He talking out of his mind. There was a conservative talker from New York that was talking out of his mind. I mean, they all would just it was just so like it just brought a bad taste in my mouth, man. Just watching it, it's just sad that I'm looking at these grown men again calling out women out of their name, calling it this successful woman, by the way, out of their name. It's just and then to make matters even worse, you see Melania Trump and Donald embrace each other so awkwardly, by the way, kiss on the cheek, like if she's like, don't mess my makeup, and he's like, no, you don't mess my makeup. Like, I mean, it looked like one of those kisses, like they really weren't trying to mess each other's makeup or foundation or something. It was ridiculous. It was really just, it was weird. So yeah, so that's an endorsement loss for the Trump campaign. All right, that's a loss. Now let's move it on to the Harris campaign. All right, so recently the Harris campaign just called a dub, if you know what I mean. Why? Oh, you won't believe who they just received. The Terminator endorsed Harris. Yeah, that's right. The Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger, former Republican governor of the state from the state of California. Republican now. Republican. You hear me? He is still a registered Republican. He has endorsed Kamala Harris. Just a few of his words that he said. I will always be an American before I am a Republican. Isn't that just impactful? Isn't that inspiring? Isn't that what I've always been saying here on this program is we need to start focusing on people over politics? I mean, that's just me. That's just me. Says here that the former Republican governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, has announced that he is backing Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris in the upcoming election. In a long post on X, the 77-year-old said that while he doesn't really do endorsement, he hates politics and doesn't trust most politicians, which I'm like, fool, but you are or were a politician. Like, I'm confused. Anyway, most politicians, he felt compelled to formally endorse Harris and her pick for Vice President Tim Walz. Now, in his, let me see if I can read. Let's see. Can I read it? Can I read it? All right. I'm not going to read the full message, but it says here that I will always be an American before I'm a Republican. That's why this week I'm voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I'm sharing it with all of you because I think there are a lot of you who feel like I do. You don't recognize our country, and you are right to be furious. Just to kind of go back, actor, action star, former multi-time Mr. Olympia. I believe he's like a 6 or 7-time Mr. Olympia. Then turned a successful actor. He said he quit acting between 2003 and 2011 while he served in California. Continued by writing that he was disappointed in all of those who have been in power in the U.S. over the past decades, who have discussed addressing the national debt and our broken immigration system, yet not managing to do so. This continued during election campaigning. He said, as politicians prefer having talking points for elections rather than performing the public service that will make Americans live better. It is a just game to it's just a game. It is just a game to them. But it if it wow, they messed this up real. Okay, here we go. But it is life for my fellow Americans. We should be pissed. But a candidate who won't respect your vote unless it is for him. All right, preach it, Arnold. A candidate who will send his followers to storm the Capitol while he watches with a Diet Coke. All right, preach it, Arnold. A candidate who has shown no ability to work to pass any policy besides a tax cut that helped his donors and other rich people like me, but helped no one else. I mean, should I read more? Okay, I'll read more. A candidate who thinks Americans who disagree with him are bigger enemies than China, Russia, or North Korea that won't solve our problems. Wowzers. If y'all, another fun fact, Arnold Schwarzenegger replaced Donald Trump on the Celebrity Apprentice. That was a short-lived stint for Arnold Schwarzenegger because it just wasn't the same. I will say because I was a fan of the Apprentice show, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, he hosted the reboot of The Apprentice. Arnold is a very successful man, damn near $1 billion. Okay, and instead of saying you're fired, he would say, "Get to the chopper, get to the chopper." He'll pop a cigar, get to the chopper. It was pretty dope, but it was just it was all right. But I think he has a great point. I mean, he named key issues of why this man should not be elected into office ever. Not even hall monitor. Not even hall monitor. So that, yep, there's another prominent Republican member who is coming out voting for a Democrat in a presidential race. I mean, people, if y'all can't just put that through your thick skull, for those who are out there undecided this, undecided that, like, what are you undecided on? What are you undecided on? I don't. Sometimes I really don't. Now, if you are a person who does not read up on anything in this election, I understand for you to be undecided. But if you are a person that is very familiar with how politics works and you're undecided in this race, I don't understand. I'll be honest, I don't. I really don't. But what I will say is that y'all gotta get it together. Okay, y'all got to get it together. You hear me? Gotta get it together. Because this is a big race, man. This is really just a massive race. And I'll just speak on one issue that really just rubs me the wrong way, that former president Donald Trump is hopefully, it has ideas of supporting this if in office, and that is supporting blanket immunity for police. All right. Now, I am a supporter of law enforcement. I have close friends that I consider family that work in law enforcement. I am pro law enforcement. My stepfather worked in law enforcement. My father-in-law worked in law enforcement. Like, I'm always going to be an advocate and a supporter of the men in blue out there, men and women in blue, excuse me, because at the end of the day, you guys risk your lives for strangers. You're out there protecting and serving the community. Now, here's my issue though with this blanket immunity. It's literally giving an opportunity for the bad apples, which bad apples do exist in law enforcement. If not, we never would have had all these, massive protests of police brutality, because there's, I mean, come on, 4 or 5 guys, George Floyd, ring a bell. All right. There's countless of stories that we can backtrack on. Giving them full a blanket immunity, you're just giving an avenue for those to abuse their power and do whatever they want. And let's be honest, that really hits people of color like me. I'm blessed that I've never been pulled over or ever, threatened by an officer. But I'm just saying, like, who is that going to, like, which demographic has that been affected the most? The black community. So just for you young black brothers out there who's saying, well, nah, I ain't feeling Carmella, this and that and the other, or nah, I'm just not gonna choose to vote and stuff. All right. I'm just saying, y'all need to get it together. Y'all need to get it together. Last on our block, man, because I'm looking at my time. I want to bring up to kind of leave on a on a funny yet, like I said, creepy uncle note. So Shaq goes too far. And you're probably wondering, okay, what are you talking about? Shaq goes too far and doing what? Let me break it down for you. Shaquille O'Neal has mentored Angel Reese for quite some time. I think him and the family goes way back. Plus, Shaq is an LSU alum. Likewise, WNBA star Angel Reese, she's also a LSU alum, and she has a podcast out. Which, let me tell you something, the girl keeps on making that money, keeps on getting paid. I love it. Multiple streams of income. She had Shaq on the show, and Shaq got a little creepy. Let me play you this soundbite, and we'll talk on the other side.
Edge, and you don't strike this from the tape, Christian.
We ain't striking it.
Don't. I'm telling you, just lower like that to where it gives you ability to dunk. Bro, imagine you in
I'm
them
not
same,
imagining.
let me finish. Imagine you in them same little shorts you had on at the Wild and Out show dunking. You know how many t-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping.
Oh my
What?
God.
What?
Oh God.
Them same little shorts you had on.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Dunking,
All right. All right.
bro. Over an inch.
Okay, so what Shaq is what he's talking about, there's on social media, because Angel Reese is she does a lot of special guest appearance at different events, right? Again, the girl's an influencer. That's how she makes her money. That's how she makes a living. She was on stage with the cast of Wildin' Out. Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out. They go on tour state to state and sell out and all that good stuff. She was on the stage with them wearing a very tight, I'll say like a it was like a tight onesie, but it was shorts and it rose up and was showing the cheeks that went viral. Okay, and I ain't talking about cheeks on the face. Okay, and so that's what Shaq is talking about as far as yeah, if if you wore them shorts right there and just imagine John. Here's the creepy part, because Shaq already got that creepy voice like, yeah, my name's Shaq, Chuck, Ernie, Kenny, so that's how Shaq talks. All right, very creepy. And on top of that, did you forget he's like freaking 8 feet tall? Okay, wears a size 30 shoe. Shaq Diesel, that's me. Shaq, what if you wore them shows like that? That's creepy, right? So he's what they were talking about was lowering the goal so she can dunk. Because I've never seen Angel Reese dunk. She probably can, but I've never seen her dunk in a game. And but he just said, imagine now. Hey, I gotta give Shaq. Shaq is a hell of a businessman. He's a businessman. He gonna find a way to make some money. He's like, look, you dunk on that, and you wear them shorts that you wore Wild now. Just imagine now, and I think Shaq was really trying to be funny, but I don't know, because Shaq does have a record of dating young women, and I don't know if he was trying to shoot his shot. If so, again, very creepy. Angel Reese is 22. Shaq is 52. All right. He's mentored this girl, while she was at LSU, right? He's watching this girl grow up in front of his very eyes. It's creepy when you start making comments like that. It really is. I would never make comments like that to my nieces or to anybody's child. Like it's just creepy. Especially if that you get that huge age gap. It's creepy. Um if you wore them shorts that you wore Wild Out and you dunk on that, you gonna sell out all your t-shirts. All your t-shirts. Shaq, come on now. Ugh. Ugh. This is creepy. Let me read a little bit, because People Magazine had reported it, and also titled Faces Backlash after making comments about little shorts on her podcast. Let me read you some comments on social media. For one, this one says, what part of all right does Shaq not get? Yeah, let's see if she showed up in the Diddy tapes. Angel Reese deserves better than this. He's trying to add her to his 30s and older roster. When someone says, all right, Shaq, stop. Another one said, man, Shaq 30s older than Angel Reese. Where is her father? Because I'll have a real problem with Shaq behind that comment. He should, but hopefully her dad is just as tall as Shaq. So obviously a lot of people are pretty PO'd about it. So let me read you this article from People Magazine. It says here, after the comment he made, let's get Okay, before moving on the topic, however, the NBA alum clarified that he wouldn't buy theoretical t-shirts himself, telling Reese that she is gorgeous. You're not beautiful or good looking, you are gorgeous, he said. There's a lot of gorgeous women in the WNBA. Following O'Neal's episode, he faced backlash online from his comments. Obviously, I read you some of those comments. Literally nearly 100,000 liked reads. Angel Reese learned a painful lesson about men through Shaq in real time, I fear. Wow. Wow. I mean, I hope Shaq comes out and which I don't think he will. I mean, again, that's his choice, but he might want to just clarify that because that really rubbed off like just creep status, in my opinion. And I'm, as a man, I thought that was pretty creepy. Again, with the age group and the fact that she is uh she's a newly she's a rookie. She's an up and coming star in the WNBA, and she's somebody like she looks up to you as like again like an uncle, like a dad. Like, I mean, just you saying that it's too much, Shaq. And I think that was a joke just gone a little too far. So yeah, that just think before you speak, Shaq, and date women your own age, or at least close. I mean, come on now, at least close. But don't be trying to make no little sly comments like that to a 22-year-old. That's just nasty. That's just nasty. Okay, let me tell you something, my friends. It looks like we're coming close to that time, but we're gonna do one more commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some closing remarks here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Welcome back to the show. Look, you know what time it is. It's about that time to say goodbye until next time. That's right, my folks. Look, as I mentioned earlier, vote, 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 and vote. That's all I'm gonna say is that you just need to vote. Whatever you think, whatever regrets, whatever hesitation you have, vote. Whatever you think could happen, could possibly happen, vote. If you have an issue happening in your local communities, vote. If you want to voice your opinions to some of your leaders and elected officials, vote. All right. Your vote is your voice. Young people, old people, all people of all ages and all nationalities and ethnicities, vote. It is so much at stake in this upcoming election. My friends, be sure to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, available on all digital and streaming platforms, as well as on our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM. Couldn't get that out. Weeknights, Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. You can also listen to us online at WDJYFM.com. Peace and blessings, my friends. I will see you next time. Stay safe out there.